Okay, now I'm ready.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, start! And it's gonna take me a little bit to load here.
Alright, looks like mine's ready.
Yep, mine is ready as well. Alrighty, so, can I start with my intro this time, since I normally let you just start with yours?
Sure.
Hey, you guys, girls, and everyone in between, this is Rebellious Pastry here.
Hi. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is Inkblotch here, and we are doing another stream. This time it's just me.
And, me, of course.
And Pastry.
Yeah, so, welcome to the stream, guys, girls, and in-betweeners. And, so, I'm gonna just start with my announcements today, because we almost always start with Ink's announcements, because I'm always like, ladies first. So, my announcements is I have my merch link in the chat, and I also have the channel banner challenge in the chat. The channel banner challenge is definitely due by August 7th, so please go ahead and get your channel banner turned in sooner than later, so I have more time to judge my channel banners and put them in a slideshow so that everyone can see everyone's channel banner, regardless of if you want or not. Do you have any announcements, Ink?
Well, this episode is going to be largely me giving writing advice.
Yeah, and about how I burned my shoulder.
And I'm just
Alright,
trying to
so-
open my book so I can, give...
Anyway, so alright, so the thing that I was going to start my stream off with today is a goofy thing that my dog decided to do today. So, we got my dog a new bed, and we laid both beds out in our family room with apparently like a slight piece of carpet in between the two, like a little bit of carpet in between the cracks of like the two mattresses, and one can only guess when we're like, choose a bed, and my husky decided to go ahead and choose the tiny crack between the two mattresses. Why does she do this?
Because huskies are like cats.
But yeah, we're like, which mattress is better?
Both of
We're like,
them.
She's like, none of them actually. Like, originally she just laid across the floor on none of the mattresses. Now she is on both of the mattresses. And we're like, we were trying to decide which one we were gonna put in your kennel, dog.
Yeah. Sorry about...
You're not helping our case.
Sorry about, me not sounding up to scruff. I couldn't sleep last night, so I kinda just woke up from a nap.
That's understandable. So I've been up for a while, and I only take naps if I'm really
I was
sick.
planning on watching some videos to get some stuff, working. But to refresh my knowledge on my writing advice. But nope, I couldn't sleep, so I spent most of the day asleep.
So let's go ahead and continue talking about how, why is it that my dog decides not to help us help herself? Like, come on, dog!
And there's sunburns. Fun fact,
Yep.
a lot of sunburns suck.
Yep. What is the where's the worst place to go ahead and get a sunburn?
Legs.
Why do you say legs are the worst?
If you get a really bad sunburn on your legs, every time you walk it will hurt like hell.
Oh, you mean like feet or legs?
Specifically your knees.
Oh. But, what I was gonna say is that the shoulder is the worst if you're a female at birth.
Shoulders suck, but I will say knees.
I honestly think, and I also got one on my back, which meant I can't lay down on my back without saying ouch. But yeah, so, I honestly think either back or shoulder is worst. Because with at least the knees, you could go ahead and waddle like a penguin.
Still hurts if you're waddling like a penguin. I speak from experience.
Yeah. The thing is
just the act of wearing pants hurts.
Yeah. Well, an act of wearing a shirt on a shoulder sunburn hurts as well. Anyway, so yeah. Currently, we don't really have anyone over on our end, on my end. Do you have any?
I've got a couple of people actually. Surprisingly
your
enough.
End? Wow. All right, I gotta go ahead and go over to your chat then, because my chat is like.
Hi. Hello, cow kiddo.
All right. So.
Sorry about things. I was just asleep.
Yep. I'm over in your chat too, just so you know. Oh yeah, Charo Kiddo is part of my fan base actually, and they just found your channel off of me, from what I remember. I think they're in the channel banner, challenge, from what I remember. And if your pronouns are not they, them, please say them in the chat, because I always default to they, them, unless you say otherwise.
Yep.
Unless you say otherwise, I'll call you they. Anyway, so, my dog was ridiculous. And you would have to go ahead and go on my chat to go ahead and, fully see the full picture, but you get the point.
Yep.
Anyway, so, yeah, I got my, sunburn white water rafting.
That's how I got my severe sunburn, actually.
Huh. And then again, some people I've talked to, apparently white water rafting is like one of the easiest ways to get a sunburn.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was out there for like 12 hours.
Just so you know, someone by the name of FatFingersXX, FatFingers_XX.
Yes, I see. I'm actually on your stream to look at your chat so I can answer any questions that come on.
Okay, so, yeah. He has been, alright, so FatFingersXX, I do not know how he ended up finding my channel, but he's been on my, channel for quite a while now.
Yep.
Like, I think he's been on, like, ever since, like, Pastry Model, like, I'm on Pastry Model, like, 4.5 right now, or 4. Oh yeah, it's 4, not 4.5. 4.5 is coming soon. But Pastry Model 4...
Finally, 10 minutes into the video.
Alright, I was talking. So, I was in, like... So, Pastry Model 1 was the first Pastry Model. And Pastry Model 2... Like, Pastry Model 1 and Pastry Model 2 were the two models that were in, Pastry 2020. Or wait, am I on Pastry Model 3? I'm losing track of time here. But, anyway, so, the newest Pastry model, and he's been here since, like, the oldest pastry model, so he's been here like quite a long time.
He says he's been here since 20 subs. OG club.
Yep. Yep. He is definitely an OG. I forgot how low he was. At FatFingerXX, I'm kind of wondering, where did you find my channel in the first place? Because I don't think you were one of my pre-known subs. Because I remember back when I was 20, I'm like, heyo, friends and family, I have this YouTube channel that I'm trying to start to boot up here. And, like, most of those people I knew at that point subbed. And nowadays, I'm just, like, mentioning it sometimes, but other times, I'm just like, I don't really feel like mentioning it. It all just depends on, like, where you are from my life, as opposed of if I tell you that I have a channel or not. It's all just depending on who you are, as opposed of, but yeah. So, yeah, he's been here a long time. But yeah. Oh yeah, wait, alright, so apparently when I was talking to my other friends, I said that my first recommended, person I got from my recommended, I seriously thought it was that other guy, from one of my, like, later on videos, but I did not know that, YouTube started recommending my stuff when I was only at 20 subs. That's cool, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes see stuff like that, actually.
Yeah.
I have a good chunk of my subscribers are from you or my friends, actually.
Yeah. Most of my subscribers.
But I did notice I'm starting to get some of my streams onto the recommended list, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you stream a lot. You tend to, like, do that. And, I think YouTube just wants to support people who are gonna be on the platform consistently. So, like, such as me, and you somewhat, and if Metal Clunker posted more often, and if Harley posted more often, then they'd probably be in recommendations too.
Alright, let's start writing advice.
Alright, you go right ahead. I'm just drawing a new profile picture. And I'm probably gonna wrench for both of our chats. But wait, would a wrench be considered a wrench if I'm literally the owner of my channel? I'm just gonna mod for... Wait, do I have a wrench on your stream?
No.
Alright. Nope, I don't have a wrench. Please give me a wrench. I know how to give a wrench.
Not right now. I want to give writing advice.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you with your channel here, sister. Alright.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and let her start talking. And I'll just, like, start drawing things on my actual to-draw list. For, like, future things. You ready to start?
Yep, okay. So I'm gonna use your little side project as an example because there's some stuff that I don't know if you're thinking about that's kind of important.
Don't mention it yet. It's a surprise.
Well, I want to make sure you're thinking about some stuff.
Yeah? But I'm not gonna... Like, that's a surprise. If you spoil my surprise...
I'm not going to spoil anything other than I'm making sure you're thinking about stuff.
Alright, just go ahead and talk to me like you would talk to any other person.
So, somewhat important thing would be characters. Actually, that's probably the most important thing, actually. Because characters, like, you gotta think about how if they feel like they could exist. Like, do they feel real?
I already think about that with Pastry, to be honest.
Yeah, but you gotta do that for every single one of them. But important details would be motivations, like why are villains villains? Why are people asshole? Why are villains villains? Like, you can't just have someone for the sake of being evil. Like, being evil for the sake of being evil unless there's something thematically behind it. Like, I have a bit of a Dark Lord, is what that particular trope would be called. Where is she?
Yeah,
But there is
like,
going to be some substance behind it.
yeah, like, most generally when people tend to be, like, bad, they usually have their reason.
Yep.
Such as, like, not being, like, they weren't treated right as a child, or something to the effect of that.
Absolutely. So,
You gotta be able to have a bond with your characters, is that what you're basically saying?
Yep, you gotta make sure those characters can, make sure and everyone who's viewing the work can bond with them somewhat. That is everyone. So now, Yukara's a bit of a Dark Lord, but she's gonna have some substance. Like, she'll have her reasons, and well, they're not going to be very good. But they'll exist. So, and of course, I'm gonna go. One thing that's very important, actually, is the introductions. So I'm gonna go through my character introductions.
Didn't you have, like, a video on your channel about your
Well, I'm going for the
character
book.
introduction?
No,
Okay.
well, I'm talking about within the book.
Because I could go ahead and go into your channel right now and pull the link out for that introduction video if you wish.
Well, that's not quite what I meant. The introduction
Okay.
within the work. Not like on YouTube, because not everyone's going to buy my book off of YouTube.
That is understandable.
So I'm gonna go with our main character Glitch first. Introduction. Probably about 7 out of 10. It gets part of her character, but she's somewhat bubbly. But honestly, the circumstances are like, yeah, you probably don't want to be bubbly. I mean, you've just woken up in a strange place, and you don't know where you are, surrounded by strange people.
To be honest with you, I'd be like, hello, how did I get here? Why did I get here? Just, like, be like, what the hell even happened? Basically, is what I'd say.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing that I should do, that I'll end up probably doing a bad thing. Emerald. Probably 8 out of 10 when this decides to open. Probably is this taking its forever because I just kind of got this downloaded off the cloud.
That's alright. I have a copy of your book in my drive.
Well,
And I
it's
did
not
not
the
delete
entire
it.
thing. We only have up to
Okay.
page 30. I'm like all the way up to page 51.
Okay, yeah. You asked me to edit it, like, a few things back.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it.
So.
So you're basically saying that, like, what is the main motivations for your characters? Like, why are your characters how they are? Is
Yes.
basically what you're saying, right?
Yep.
Like, that's even like necessary for the good guys. Like,
Yep,
what
that's
makes
necessary for every single character that is going to play a major part of your story.
yeah? So like, why are they like? And isn't there like character building sheets that literally ask you those questions?
Yep. One thing I actually like to use for this stuff is actually uh, there's a couple of different websites that are really good for setting up this stuff, which would be World Anvil and Campfire Blaze. A lot of writing YouTubers actually get sponsored by those two websites. I actually use them both, but I personally have to check out more of both because I haven't used either of them too much, but they're both pretty good to my knowledge.
Like, honestly, that is pretty, like, having, like, building a character's personality is pretty important unless you're
Yes.
building a character off of yourself. Because if you're building a character off of yourself,
Then that's pretty easy.
most of that, or, like, people you know well, such as, like, Omega Obsidian for me, or even you for me, Ink.
Yep, that's the thing. So we have Emerald, probably 8 out of 10. It captures his complete lack of confidence pretty easily.
Oh yeah,
Just look at this page.
Emerald. He is adorable. He is adorable. Like, oh my gosh.
Pastry loved this frame right here for anyone
Yeah.
who's watching me.
Yes. Alright. Should I go ahead and, like, somehow figure out how to go ahead and, like, put your stream on my stream, or
Probably.
just leave it be? Alright. This will be fun to try and do, but the thing is I'm drawing during my, stream, so it wouldn't make any sense to. Because I had, like, a whole list of what to draw for, like, the future that I really want to get done today,
Yep.
so that I can animate using those objects. Alright, why is there static?
That's probably because my mic is kind of bad.
Alright. Aw, he is a sweetheart. Aw, he's a sweetheart.
So, of course, we have Kian. Lexi specifically disliked the abs. You have to learn how to draw abs, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's not really much.
I was, cleaning out my tabs, and apparently I accidentally exited out the wrong tab.
Yeah.
It's my bad. Anyway, hopefully I didn't, interrupt too much.
Nope, not too much. So we have Kian.
Like, character that I would basically
Hold on.
have me
OBS decided it was going to disconnect.
Okay, but, my stream is, you feel free to go ahead and re-upload this stream if you need to, Ink, from my channel. But it's gonna have my characters on it instead of yours, so it's the best if you go ahead and, like, get your stream back up on there as much as you can.
It's coming back on.
Browser source, add source,
Okay, we're back online. Sorry about that. OBS decided it was going to disconnect.
Alright, I'm gonna add your stream as a browser source to... Okay? Hopefully it doesn't play audio, or
You could probably...
Okay, it does play audio.
You can
It does.
probably turn that down, actually.
How does one do that?
Quickly open it up.
I opened it up.
Well, it's not on the screen yet.
Alright.
There we go.
Did I turn it off? Alright. Good.
Okay, so there's like
Okay,
a little...
now there's two of you because of my...
There's a little... I'm gonna turn...
Let's exit out that source because it's annoying me. If
no,
you want to go
I know
ahead
how to turn it down. Click that little audio button.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it.
I knew how to turn it down, but you said no.
I don't know how to.
I was gonna tell you.
How does one do that?
There's a little button at the corner of the screen, at the corner right next to the pause button.
Streamlabs?
Right next to the pause button.
Oh, on the like play thing? Oh,
yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
You can literally just turn that off from there.
Thing. I'm dying of embarrassment right now.
Okay.
I already did.
Okay, so we're there.
Alright, but yet your stream like cut out again.
Yeah, it didn't cut out. I was just... Oh, god damn it.
So, yeah. Alright, so that was enough mess. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Wait, we have a new subscriber in the... Wait, or I do.
Hi.
I have a new subscriber through all this mess, by the way.
Yeah.
So, Sarah Love.
Hi. Okay.
Streamlabs does not like to turn off the audio, apparently. Anyway, so, what were you saying, Ink?
My stream is like deciding to say no.
Alright.
But, okay. Let's get started because there's nobody on my end either way.
Yeah, I have a few people on and off my end, so
yeah.
Your advice will at least come to some
to someone.
It'll
also probably end up being better on like the actual upload.
To be honest with you, you could also like just do
or I could just take it
video
down
on
and
it
edit
too. Yep. But that's a lot of work.
So
for me anyway. I'm not gonna do that, but you do you.
Yeah.
It's 2021 after all.
I usually get more. I usually get more views after the stream ends. Actually.
Huh? That's odd.
So. Let's see here. Where's the other?
Just making my profile picture real quick. Putting another demi flag on it. Because, like, I had the gray section one up there for a good bit. And I used those two flags interchangeably.
Now, these two. Their introduction, honestly, needs to be swapped. Swap is necessary.
Alright, can you please actually read out the introduction for my fans? So that they don't have to, like, flip back and forth?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have Relevant. So we have Relevy saying when the other character's like, do you ever think about leaving this place and exploring the outside? And he's like, and Awen's like, oh, definitely. And our mentor character Tybon, who had been introduced mildly a little bit before, says, looks like you'll be getting that opportunity today. And of course introduces and says, do you mind looking at her? I don't know how bad the damage is. Well, that's the extent of that introduction. But you can put into how this Tybon cares about Glitch because they have a bit of a history together. Let's introduce somewhat.
And for my fans, I'm just gonna basically say that Glitch is the main character here.
Yeah, she is. She's definitely the main character.
So she's the main character of this story. It's just I'm just catching up. Well, like all of like the
yeah, because there's
out.
like a couple of different people to watching that are here on now.
Yeah, like my fans probably don't even know what you're talking about, so I'm just catching them up if that's okay with you.
Like, I'm just getting, like, you don't really get a sense of either character of Relevy or Awen in this particular scene, like, because, I mean, Relevy is supposed to be kind of apathetic. Awen's supposed to be a little bit better, but honestly, they need to be swapped next time around. The roles need to be swapped in this introduction. And honestly, another thing is, because I am a dumbass, I have yet to completely settle on Awen's character. That's a problem. But, world building. So far, that hasn't come into play too much yet.
It probably will in the future to come.
Yeah. Like, the world I want to be interesting, but it hasn't come too much. Which, another thing is, world building is also somewhat important, as it's kind of like spice. Like, it generally, like, if you're making a fantasy world, it generally makes your story a little bit better. So,
Alright, continue.
So, thing about world building is, it wants to, it can be as fantastical as you want it to be. That's the nice thing about world building. It can be as fantastical as you want it.
Alrighty.
But, only thing is, there has to be some. My world has a couple of floating islands, but I do have an explanation as to how those exactly came to be and why those exist.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and say hi to Malletworks real quick. Hi, Mallet! How are you? Alright, continue.
But, the world, it's gonna be fun. And of course, plot. I'm gonna quickly go to my latest page for now. I'm going to very quickly add. So that's just going to end up being there anyway. So this is generally how a plot should look. this is just look kind of like a mountain. Yes, I'm here. Now it works. So it looks kind of like a little bit of a mountain range. So there will be there should be a point where there's a little bit of tension somewhere in the book. And then there's the climax at the highest peak of this little mountain range.
Alright, here's a little recap for my fan base. Alright, so today, so earlier on in the stream we were talking about things like my goofy dog and like things like that, and now Ink is talking about her book and basically like how she can make her book better and like giving everyone who wishes to write a book one day some advice on like
or a webcomic.
Or a webcomic or whatever. So yeah. So I'm just wanting to make sure I can recap to everyone because they might not necessarily be on the same track as us.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
We're probably on the first act climax right about now. It goes.
Well, I'm drawing a sandbox. Alright, continue.
The whole thing is pretty good. So we have the fight goes around 10 pages, so it's kind of long. Honestly, I'm not as big of a fan as of the last couple of pages that I've done so far.
That's understandable.
Yeah, like
it's only the first book out of I don't know how many you're planning on to do. Though of course
I
there's
have
going
yet
to
to
be
work that
errors
out
in the
myself,
first one.
honestly.
Of course there's going to be errors in the first book. You're just learning.
And this is just draft 2. There's always multiple drafts if you want your book to be any good.
Yep. Continue.
Speaking of which, multiple drafts for any book is good. This is just draft 2, and I know I have some things to fix within the book. I mean, if you're going to actually publish it on Amazon or something like that, you probably want to get an editor or do a lot of editing yourself. Examples of there's plenty of examples on Amazon on when people don't do that, and they are horrible.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times when I was doing like my first edit of Ink's book, how many times I literally had to say your bubble's too small.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to edit bubble size without having to redo the whole bubble.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah. Continue.
I'm going to give some examples of horrible, and of course there's a couple different approaches when writing. So there's
Please don't get us a copyright strike. Please don't give us a copyright strike.
I'm not going to show any of it. The guy I'm planning on using as an example is not very good. He'll probably comment if he finds it.
Yeah, but the thing is that our stuff is going to get more and more recommended, so you better be careful.
He can't copyright it if I don't show any of his shit.
Wait, or like complain. He might go ahead and
he's gonna complain if he finds this. Like, I know that.
Yeah.
But
You mean
There's
our
the
other plan?
planner, and there's what writers call the pantser. One should never ever be on purely planning or purely pantsing. Pure planning, you just never get anything done because you haven't worked because you basically just spent your entire time world building every little detail when you haven't needed to, and you're not writing. So stuff like the planner. There's the pantser. I'm going to use the person who I would say is a pure pantser as an example of what not to do, because it is hilarious. So, we have Norman Bouton, the writer behind Empress Teresa. That book is a beautiful mess. One thing I recommend for the full experience is to watch Crimson Rogue's review. But if you can't sit through 7.5 hours of review, I don't recommend it. It's pretty funny though.
Yeah. If you got a attention span like me, I totally wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, it's hilarious though. But it does make good background noise. If you're doing something else, it's pretty. You can just giggle at it.
I have the whole I don't want to be watching things when I can be making things mentality.
Well, you can be making things and watching things with most of the videos I watch, actually.
Yeah, I sometimes have some audio in the background. Do a little debriefing for my fans while we're waiting for your OBS.
First, Teresa is dumb, and the author decided it was going to do several stupid fucking events.
Well, I'm drawing a cheer stand.
Okay, it's finally back up, so. So, what? So, what does Teresa do? Now, unfortunately, the alien has unfortunately mistaken the air resistance for wind and has stopped the wind entirely across the globe. Now, this is a problem for more than the reasons Norman has decided to go with, but he went with rain. I mean, rain is very important, but that's not the only thing we used wind for. So, what does Norman do? Well, he decides she is somehow revived and is sent off to try and restart the wind. Does she do this? No, absolutely not. So she just kind of, in between her finding a solution and wandering off, she just kind of goes to Paris, just completely ignoring the calamity that she's accidentally started. And just goes to Paris, where she acts like a complete snob. She is despite being a very devout Catholic, Teresa
But to be fair, isn't a good portion of people in Paris, and sorry if any of my fans are watching this in Paris right now, but isn't that the Paris stereotype?
He uses it. Yeah, but she is the ultimate snob. actually.
Like, I don't
Essentially,
speak
what
poor. Like, I don't speak poor.
that's the stereotype, but she's the
now-
snob here. She's this girl is American.
Interesting.
Despite being a devout Catholic, she is very unimpressed by by Notre Dame. It's very weird. Proceeds to also be unimpressed by no by 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 stuff by the Mona Lisa and just acts like snob the entire time. And then at some point just screams, "I miss chipmunks!" And it was hilarious.
Wow. Is chipmunks a camp name for some, or like a weird name for something?
No,
Or is it
there are
actually like an
apparently
animal?
no chipmunks in Europe in this book. However, there are indeed chipmunks in Europe in real life.
Yep.
And so, what do they do? So they go to Dublin, Ireland, where they proceed to drink enough beer to give them alcohol poisoning, and then just kind of wander off, where they find the rich man they've been staying with is just getting her fucking chipmunks.
Just a disclaimer, we technically rate this show PG-13, so there might be some slight alcohol references.
You know, this girl, I'm just like, what? And so, finally, she finds a solution. However, it's dumb as shit. She has finally found a solution to the wind problem. And it's essentially raise columns of ice 5,012 miles tall. And because this will always be incredibly unstable, several columns of ice fall off, and they explode, completely obliterating the molecules and separating them into atoms, where they proceed to become water again through the oxygen in the atmosphere and come down as rain. It just gets dumber. It's actually just...
Alright. I think we've had enough of a dumb story for today.
Oh no. I have yet to finish all the calamities this woman causes. This woman causes mass extinctions in several different ways. It's amazing.
Wow.
So, just completely ignoring the fact that there are dry environments, she just proceeds to cause a mass extinction to any dry environment that might be around. Screw that. But what she also decides to do is turn the entire axis of the Earth, which to create eternal summer. You know, her explanation is now farmers can grow stuff all year. She's just going to ignore the fact that there are seasonal crops like pumpkins and apples both get ripe in fall, and it just gets dumber. Like, like that is not the last calamity she causes. But I'm gonna stop there because this is dumb.
Yeah.
It's the most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah, I think this person meant their story to just plan on just being a whole comedy show instead of like an actual action story, because it sounds too much like a comedy genre.
That is absolutely
To
not
be
what he
honest
meant.
with you. Yeah, I'm sure that he's that person who put action and then the
Hold
bookstore.
on,
Like,
I must read out his website. It's great.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put this book in the comedy section.
Let me
Alright.
just quickly read out his website. So
Why don't you just send a link to it? Why don't you just send a link to it to your chat, and then I'll go ahead and copy it and paste it onto my chat. Okay?
I'm just gonna do it for your chat.
Or you
it's
could
on my
just
phone.
go over to my chat, or you could go ahead and go over to my chat branch. And
Read that website. It is great. But I'm just gonna give you the highlights. So, I'm just gonna ignore the bad formatting, because the formatting is horrible. Could you find another book like this? Forget it! Empress Teresa is a story like no other. It is truly one of a kind. And see, it's full of scenes you've never seen before. Considering the following. Meh face. Eye roll emoji. How many stories do you know that are about an American teenage girl? Like every YA and middle grade book ever. Take place in present-day United States. Most of the book takes place in Europe, but okay. Also, like every American YA and middle grade book ever that isn't fantasy. Has no foul language, like every middle grade book ever. No objectionable situations. I can think of plenty. Have no political agendas. Probably a good chunk of middle grade books. Have no references to race or LGBT, which you say that like that's a bad thing, but then again, this man is a devout Christian.
Let the LGBTQIA flag fly, people.
Yeah, like this.
I'm sorry.
But and have no violence. There are scenes that border on violence. I mean, nuking a child, really. But have life-threatening situations. I'm pretty sure a good chunk of middle grade books have impossible problems solved with brilliant solutions. That's not this book. The solutions are stupid. But I can think of plenty. Have heroic sacrifice, a good chunk of YA books. And have a wide variety of themes: coming of age, courage, generosity, youth, role of women, role of men, power, good and bad, humor, heartwarming scenes, patriotism, and many others. Good chunk of YA and middle grade books. And after all that are fun to read. That's absolutely not this book.
Well,
Empress Teresa is all that. Surprised face, crazy emoji face, happy face emoji.
By the way, my girl Sage says hello.
Hi, Sage. And alert! It is, quote, back to school time. However, your English teachers are faced with the problem of finding books suitable for their middle and high school students to read. It's a challenge. The requirements are that a book doesn't have objectionable material such as violence, foul language, racism, sexual scenes, glorification of drug and alcohol abuse, political leanings, and other controversial matters. Actually, I will say this. I have given school reading assignments in middle school that fit these criteria, actually.
And some of our schools assignment, or some of mine anyway, have
I read Huckleberry
with,
Finn in middle school. Do you know how many N-words there are in there? Like hard R N-words? Over 1,000! Like, there's so many of them.
Man, they should seriously,
Like,
like, if
like that's both racism and foul language.
hmm.
Glorification of drug and alcohol abuse is the only one that I don't quite, that I haven't really seen. Uh, Sexual scenes. In when I was a sophomore, I was giving a summer reading assignment that had a R word scene in it. That's the glass castle. Like, that is like the most horrific thing that happened.
Just so you know, Ink, it says that your stream ended for some odd reason. So you're just like rambling on my stream,
Okay.
which is for some pretty good ramble, but I honestly think that there's no more stream on your channel. Wait, and apparently it still says we're live.
I mean,
somehow.
it says that there's a viewer on my end.
Oh, that's just me. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm your viewer.
Hi.
Anyway, so,
But let me just give this a... I'm just going to keep rambling because this is hilarious.
By the way, I'm drawing stage right now on my podium because she decided to join our chat today.
Yeah.
So I'm giving her a place on my podium.
Of course, let me read out the most hilarious part. Makes a perfect Christmas present for a young person. For someone who remembers youth and now understands it. Because for some reason the word Christmas is screamed into the video. It's just screamed, as I will say. It's the letters are like 3 times the size of the rest of the part of this part, and it's terrible. Also, every other part of this particular section is written in green. The formatting is horrible. Like, it's basically like, is the Christmas, like, every other section is written in a different color. It's bad. And then there's just the word Christmas here, where every other letter is written in red. And
wow.
It is terrible.
I think Ink's gonna hate me for this, like, shameless plug here, but, do you want to know what would be an amazing Christmas present for somebody in your family, or everyone in your family?
Sure.
Shadow's First Christmas by Matt Haslam.
And of course there's the covers. The latest one is on his website. The boobs it is bad, but it is hilarious. The latest one isn't quite as horrible. I recommend you search up Empress Teresa covers on the internet, because it is bad.
I would go ahead and put a link to Shadow's First Christmas on your chat, but I can't post links on your chat because I am not a wrench.
I thought I wrenched you.
Let me double check.
Yeah, you are a wrench.
Okay. Hi.
But that's not a rambling about Empress Teresa. If Norman finds this, expect a comment to appear later when the stream is over, and I'm just going to laugh at him.
Yeah. I'll definitely be checking my YouTube studio for helper review comments after this stream. Thank you very much, Ink.
It's really funny.
And if our wrenches see anything that yelling at our stream, can you please just go ahead and make an extra effort to remove it and put it in my YouTube studio to make sure that no one else in my fan base gets that hatred? Thank you. Alrighty, so so the point of you basically bashing someone else's work is to basically say what not to do.
Yes.
Your,
I watched 7.5 hours worth of a review just to say this, just to learn what not to do. It's pretty good at it.
And also, here's something that I caught on Metal Clunker's work actually. Don't randomly plop random characters into plots that they don't fit in.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like, I love Metal Clunker as a little brother figure, but come on! Don't randomly, like, plug people, like, don't randomly plug people into, your stories. That don't make sense.
Yeah. See, now, there might be a couple of things that make cameos into my work, but they're gonna be, like, background characters.
What's cameo, again?
Essentially, it's just a character appearing for a brief moment.
Ooh, can I be a cameo in your,
Yeah, I was actually planning on doing that.
Yeah! And then I'll go ahead and tell all my fans to go ahead and, like, get your bucks. I was gonna do that anyway.
It's not going to be in this book. It's going to be in the next book, though.
Okay. I'm still gonna be, advertising your books, Inc.
Yeah.
Like, heck with it. I just put up a, put up a link for Shadow's First Christmas by Powered by Rainbows. Very good book for normalizing homosexuality. After you said, like, Christmas gift. Anyway, so wanna go ahead and, let's see here. One of my fans is, like, by the name of Edric, says, hello, at Rebellious Pastry, because I was a fan of Makoto Yuki, because I was a voice actor from Persona 3 and number 5.
Yo, that's awesome.
Anyway, so,
do you know how popular those two games are?
Yeah. But I haven't played any of those games yet. I'm gonna put you on my podium, by the way, Ink. Like it or not, you're gonna be on my podium.
Okay. I don't really care.
I'm just, like, drawing a podium for a future video. And the which one it is going to be is only for me to know until it actually posts. Yep. Let's see.
Alright, I'm kind of out of writing advice and probably in need of a drink, so I'm gonna say I'm done.
Not yet. We need to go ahead and do the sunburn argument again, because there's now actually people on. Where is the worst place to get a sunburn?
I say legs. Like, if you get a bad sunburn on your knees, it is incredibly painful.
I'm saying a bad sunburn on the shoulder is worse. For female at birth people. Anyway, so, do you have any ending announcements for us, Ink?
Lux and I will probably be streaming tomorrow. It'll probably be Arc, but I don't know. Last time she was like, nah.
why don't you go ahead and shoot? Wait,
I don't have
shoot
Lex's.
my fans a link to your channel.
Well, it's not gonna be my channel. Well, actually, I could.
Like the Ink channel, like the channel you're streaming on right now. Or they might want to subscribe to it, or they're gonna be like, I'm just gonna keep on getting the same notifications at the exact same time for the same stream.
Yeah.
Because we're both doing
next,
a stream.
I would preferably not want to do the next stream on Tuesday. And I'm probably not going to stream otherwise because I want to get work. I want to do work. Like,
just so you know, I'm not gonna be available for streams for the next like 12 days because I'm wandering up again.
Yeah, so I guess we're not gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, I'm wandering off again, so there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do a stream. Not that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna be doing contentable activities, which means I won't be able to stream. That there's still gonna be videos though.
Yeah.
Don't you guys worry. I wouldn't let you guys go a week without a video.
Yeah.
On my channel at least. And also, if you want to see previous episodes of the talk show,
my channel is pretty good for that.
Wait, I have a whole playlist dedicated to these streams, you know.
Yeah.
You could go ahead and go to the playlist by the name of, let me go ahead and find my channel again because I have like so many tabs open. So we're at yes, I know Ink's talking and drawing show is going on right now because I'm literally talking on it right now. I'm just asking off my YouTube homepage because I can. And then so there's currently 4 people watching our talk show, but let's see here. Playlist for Rebellious Pastry channel. It is called Ink and Pastry Talk and Drawing Show. Which right now I'm pretty much the only one drawing for.
Bye, Sage. We're probably gonna head out anyway, cause.
Or wait, at least you're gonna head out.
And a drink. I'm really tired.
Right, yeah. She's probably gonna go ahead and go to sleep. And I want to go ahead and work on more things. So maybe if I have time, maybe I might stream tomorrow. But it ain't gonna be like a talk show stream because Ink would probably go over to my house and punch me in the nose for that. For doing like this stream like 2 days in a row. Would you punch my nose?
No.
Okay. Or like you'd be really mad at me if I were to like be but yeah, I have a whole ton of like personal things to do tomorrow and then I'm off again. So yeah. Let's see if there's anyone in chat before alright, just so you know, Sage says your butt or your neck. Sage says butt or neck.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna say butt. That's pretty good.
Got to go. Love ya. We love ya too, Sage. Platonically, of course. See you in the future to come. You have a, outro, Ink?
No, I'm in need of a nap.
Alright, fine. Alright, see you in the future to come.
Bye.
Bye.